All right, Jake, we're coming to the end of 2022. It has been a year filled with releases, both mainstays in the trading card world and some new stuff that I would never have expected to have the impact that it has. We really see that there are new games that are starting to rise up and establish themselves among the familiar faces. A lot of that's been reflected in both our shelves and just the things that our players have been asking us for.
Yeah.
But I think above everything else that has come out this year, there is one thing that we have not yet talked about on this channel that we desperately need to address, because it has been, I can say, without question, the most anticipated new game to come out in 2022.
Yeah, we almost every other day we get someone talking about or calling us asking if we have it, and that's the new One Piece TCG coming out.
Bandai already has the Dragon Ball Super and Digimon card games that have come out over the past couple of years, and they're adding a new game to their ranks, to their roster, One Piece. And I'll be honest, just looking at how this game has shaped out in terms of its pre-release and in terms of its presentation, it really does seem like with every game that's coming out, there's a new level of polish to the release.
Yeah, I recently I looked up and was kind of learning myself how to play the game, just so I'm aware of how it goes.
And so you can enjoy it when it comes out.
It's very interesting how much they've cultivated it into a very easy to learn game, while also just expanding upon just basic ideas they had in Digimon and DBZ. It's very interesting to see just Bandai going essentially not bothering with any real trading card game for such a long time, to all of a sudden just start spiking out almost essentially hit after hit, where it's getting consistent play at stores. People are asking for it, and it's really I expect a lot of big companies, when they produce something, to be an okay trading card game. Maybe it'll last, maybe it won't. They're doing really well. They're not really going anywhere. We're not losing people's interest. We're maintaining it, and that says a lot about these TCGs. Literally before Comic-Con, we had our pre-release for the One Piece card game, and Adam, you were running that event. How did it go?
It was great to see all of these fans coming out to participate in really the first taste of organized play that we're having for this game at all. They did something unique in that they didn't give out packs to build a deck with. They actually used pre-release unique versions of the upcoming starter decks. So there's a set of 4 starter decks that are going to be releasing later this year, but there are special pre-release editions of that they distributed specifically for the pre-release event. So it was an early chance to get those starter decks and play with them. Mm-hmm. There were 4 different ones, which on one hand, it's only 4 decks. That's a lot for a game that hasn't been out yet.
Yeah, hasn't even been
released. That no one's had a chance to play yet. You get a lot of diversity in that different people hopefully had the chance to get a theme that they enjoyed, although supplies were quite limited, so the people who got the Straw Hat crew were definitely exceptionally happy. We did it randomly as a way to make sure that there was a fair element to that gameplay. But really, even people who didn't get Luffy himself still had a chance to, let's say, play with something complete and designed to be opened up and played out of the box. Sometimes pre-release tournaments can be a poor representation of what a game plays like. Certainly in the future, they might do things a little bit differently once you actually have more of an established player base, and once you have people who are already familiar with having played the game as new sets come out. But doing this as an introduction to the product is definitely a strong opener, and the fact that these are still unique editions of the decks makes the pre-release event itself special in a way that otherwise just getting the packs might not be. But I think at this point, it's not a question of looking back, but more looking ahead, because there is going to be a full release for the regular edition of the decks, followed by the main set that's coming out, which I think is currently tagged as Winter 2022. That's not a super wide window, so hopefully we'll be seeing those on our shelves pretty soon.